Hi BookTube, Sarah here and welcome to my channel. Today I am coming to you with a weekly reads video. This is for week number 51 and it is December the 13th through the 19th. So I finished 3 books this week. Awesome. So I don't predict this is going to be a terribly long video, probably more along the lines of like last week's. That was like about 20 minutes, which is probably what we'd be looking at for this one as well, maybe even a little bit less. So yeah, it'll be kind of nice to keep these videos being just a little bit shorter than, the 40 minutes I think that they were getting into being when I was reading a ton more books. But I am very happy with the amount I'm getting read and the amount I'm getting finished. And I'm going to talk about that in a video coming up this week a bit more with my goals and my challenges that I'm doing in 2021. So stay tuned for that coming. But for this video right now, just an FYI, I am trying something different with the lighting. I'm actually using the ring light that I have. My husband bought it months and months ago for, I think, photography or something that he was doing. And he kind of let me borrow it. And I have not really, I think I've used it once in a video, but it's really kind of overcast out today. So I thought I would give it a try. Let me know your thoughts. I kind of like the way it looks, but we shall see going forward. If I continue to use it. It wasn't an extremely expensive purchase on Amazon, so we're really not out much. But anyway, yeah, so that's kind of the new like little look here, I guess. So we shall see. But anyway, rambling as usual. So like I said, I finished 3 books this week. Super excited, so I'm going to share that with you. I'm going to share with you what I'm currently reading. I have no new books that I brought into the house this week, nor do I have anything new from NetGalley, which is probably going to be the case for the next few weeks because it is the end of the year. Publishers, a lot of places are on Christmas holiday, like starting like tomorrow. I am working, not on Christmas clearly, but through the holidays. So I will talk about that at the end of the video too, in a little bit of chattiness. And I've got some knitting to show you guys. So that's pretty much it. So let's jump in and get started. So the first book that I finished this week, and the thing is, guys, I finished 3 books, but all of them I really enjoyed. So the first one that I read was, I've got 2 of them. I do have the 3rd book. All 3 of these I have in print book format, but the 3rd one is downstairs, and I didn't realize till I sat down. I'm like, I'm not going back down the stairs. I will pop a picture up here when I talk about that book. So the first one I finished this week was Meet Me Under the Mistletoe by Brenda Harlan. This is a Harlequin super romance novel. It is number 2800 and it is from November of 2020. So this is a brand new release as of last month. I ended up giving this one, what did I give this one? 4 stars. So this is the story of Haley and Trevor. And this story, it would have gotten a 4.5 star from me, but unfortunately, as I have found with a lot of Christmas novels, don't take place at Christmas until the very end. And I'm sorry, but that does disappoint me a little bit. It does. I mean, I get it for the context of this story, but it's still, like clear, the title is Meet Me Under the Mistletoe, So I was like expecting like this Christmas novel when the bulk of it actually takes place in the summer and fall. So the 2 of them, Haley and, what did I say his name was? Trevor, meet at their mutual cousin's wedding. So they're not related at all. But it's like her cousin is married his cousin or something like that. And so they meet. They end up having one night together. And of course, she gets pregnant. I always say it. Females in romance novels are the most fertile women ever. Ever. So she gets pregnant. So she doesn't even realize it for a while. And then she finally realizes that now they live in 2 very different areas. He lives in the town of Haven, Nevada, because this is book number 9 in a Match Made in Haven series. I haven't read any of the previous books, but I was not at all lost on this one. I do want to go back and read the rest of them. They're all written by Brenda Harlan, who, side note, is a Canadian author. She lives here in Toronto, so that's pretty super awesome. So yay to another Canadian author. So anyway, she eventually tells him, and he of course wants to quote unquote do the right thing, i.e. get married, and it's pretty much the story of them trying to work it out. Yeah, so he lives in Nevada, and which I guess is in northern Nevada. He lives in Haven, a fictional town, I'm assuming, in northern Nevada. And they get snow there, which I found very interesting. When I think Nevada, I think Vegas. And I think desert. But, you know, now that I'm remembering back to all the episodes of CSI that I've watched, like there's been episodes where they're out in the desert and they're in like winter coats and stuff. So I guess it dips very, very cold at night, but they get snow in northern Nevada. And she lives in Oakland, California. So they're about 5 hours by car, they said in the book or something like that. So anyway, they end up trying to work it out and blah, blah, blah. It was super cute. I really, really liked it. Again, my only disappointment about this one was the fact that Christmas does not happen till the very end. It's like the last quarter of the book. So, you know, I was hoping to jump into this really cute Christmas story, but that cover just makes me all kinds of happy. I just think it's absolutely gorgeous. And yeah, I really like this one. Brenda Harlan is a fan favorite of mine, and I was not disappointed by that one at all. The next book that I finished, I just want to make sure I have my rating right on this one. Yes, I do keep all my notes here. I listened to this one on audio, you guys, but it was Mistletoe and Mr. Right by Sarah Morgan Thaler. This was so good. 4.5 stars. So I didn't love it quite as much as I love the tourist attraction, but I still really, really, really liked it. So I happened to be looking to see if my library had a digital copy of this so I could read it while I was at work, right? Like, you know, instead of carting this big book back and forth to the office, it's 400 pages. I mean, it's a decent sized book. And then I noticed that they had the audio edition, and I'm like, okay, I'll listen to it on audio. And it was a delight. It was an absolute delight on audio. It was narrated by, pardon me, Elise Arsenault, I think. And this is the second book in the Moose Springs, Alaska series, which I love, I love, I love, I love. I'm reading book 3 in January, and I think I saw rumor that book 4 is coming out sometime next year too, so I can't wait. Anyway, it's a small town in Alaska called Moose Springs, and our main characters in this one are Lana and Rick. And Lana is very, very well-to-do. She comes from a very, very old money family. They own like, it's called the Montgomery Group, where it's like properties and they buy stuff and they, I don't know, like fix stuff, and it's buildings and stuff. It's real estate, I guess. I don't know. They do like, they're a big conglomerate. So she has essentially bought the town of Moose Springs, and this happened in the last book. So spoiler alert a little bit for the last book. And then, so she meets Rick, and she'd met Rick before, like they weren't strangers. But he seems to be the only one in town who's actually friendly with her. Everybody else in town seems really mad at her and is not happy with her because of what's happening. And he owns a local bar, like a pool hall and bar. And it ends up being their relationship. It was really, really cute. I liked it a lot. The one thing about this series that I really appreciate is that it's clean. There is adult content. It's all behind closed doors, which I really, really appreciate. Very much a fade to black kind of an idea. It was really, really cute, but there is a lot of innuendos and things like that in here. Like the very first line of this book is essentially that someone, what did it say here? Yeah, someone had drawn a giant part of the male anatomy in the snow, and like that seems to be a running gag throughout the entire book. And you know, so I mean, that's as much as you're getting. You're not getting any actual physical adult content in these, but there is a lot of innuendo, which is it's fun, and I like that. The townsfolk in Moose Springs are just a delight. You're running into characters that you met in the first book. Of course, Zoe and Graham from the first book are mentioned in this one quite a bit. And yeah, I really, really love this one. This whole series is just an utter delight to me. I love Alaska. I love books set in Alaska, and this one is just the right amount of kind of comedy, and it's a romantic comedy, I would say, for sure. And yeah, I highly, highly encourage you to read these ones if you haven't read them yet. They are an absolute delight. And then the last book that I finished this week was The Magic of Christmas by Christy Barth. This book I gave 4 stars to. This is a relatively short book. It comes in, I think, at under 150 pages. And it is the story of Rowan and Jeremy. And they work for the same, what kind of a business is it? Marketing. They work in marketing for the same firm. And they're both up for the same promotion. So in order to win the promotion, the owner of this marketing company has devised this contest, for lack of a better word, where the two of them end up going to this place called Holiday Land, which is this resort in New Hampshire. and they're originally from Chicago. And they go to this resort in New Hampshire, which is all Christmassy themed, and the business isn't doing that well. This holiday land business isn't doing too well. So the two of them are actually like pitted against each other in a way. They're the two who are contenders for this, to win this, promotion. And they need to come up with, marketing to help Holiday Land, do better, because right now it's really very much in the red. Be in the red, right? Yeah, in the red. They're not doing very well financially. And it's essentially they do not like, well, Rowan doesn't like Jeremy. Um, Jeremy's pretty much indifferent. He's kind of got a crush on her, but really not much, because he hasn't done much about it, clearly, because they're coworkers, and she pretty much despises him. Um, I gave this one 4 stars. It could have done a little bit better. My issue is that at the very beginning I found Rowan, excuse me, to be very childish. The way she was treating Jeremy, like, it's your coworker. Like, no matter what you feel about, you think that they're going to do better than you and you don't want them to succeed. She just seemed to be very, very snippy and very childish. And I mean, she matured a bit throughout the novel. It takes place over like 2 weeks, right? But it was really cute, and I liked it a lot. Very Christmassy, very, very Christmassy. If you're looking for something that is infused with the Christmas spirit, this one definitely is going to fit the bill. And the other thing that I really liked about it, or that I really appreciate about it, is that I didn't know, because I've never read this author before. Going in, I didn't know what kind of book she wrote, like where she fell on the adult content spectrum. And there is zero. They do not even kiss until like the last page of the book. Spoiler alert. But for those of you who are in this for the adult content, this is one you're probably not going to be interested in. But I thought it was super cute and super, super sweet, and I really, really liked it. So yeah, I recommend this one. Again, an author I had not read before, but I'm super excited now to pick up more of her work. So yeah, so that is all that I read this week, you guys. What am I currently reading? So I haven't started it yet, but I plan to this afternoon. And that is All I Want for Christmas by Jenny Hale. This is the book pick for the Book Sisters Book Club that, of course, I co-host with the lovely Bree and Chloe. Links to where you can find both of them in the description box below. And the live show goes next Saturday, so the 26th of December. The live show will be here on my channel. So if you're reading it along with us, or if you've already read it, please do join in on the live show. That would be fantastic. It'll be fun to talk about a fun Christmas book, and I'm really looking forward to this one. And then I did pick up another book on audio, because I have been liking going through like an audiobook a week or so. And I'm listening to Let It Snow by Brenda Novak, which I think is the second book in the Whiskey Creek series, second or third, I can't remember. I'm literally 3% of the way through this one, and it's about a 12-hour long audiobook. So it's a longer one. I'm not gonna have a lot of driving in and out to work this week, but I'm gonna try and listen to some of it at home, just while I'm just sitting and relaxing. But yeah, so this one I'm enjoying so far. It sounds like so far it's about our main character named Cheyenne, who it sounds like she was abducted from her parents when she was very, very young, and she's been raised by this kind of crook by the name of Anita. And Anita's now dying of cancer. And she's, Cheyenne thinks this is what happened, and it just seems to be that's what's happened. So as I get more into the book, of course, I'll find out a lot more. But so far it sounds very, very intriguing in terms of Cheyenne's backstory. So, and I do really, really love Brenda Novak a lot. I think her writing is great. And the Whiskey Creek series is a lot of fun. It's a small town contemporary romance series. And I've been enjoying all the ones that I've been reading. I've been kind of reading them piecemeal, like not in any particular order, but it's fine. And you can, in my opinion, you can generally do that with a contemporary romance series. So yeah, so that's what I'm currently reading. And that's really all I have. I'll show you guys my knitting. The only thing, oops, my chair was on my my knitting bag. So I did finish a sock this week, you guys, and I had a feeling I was going to. This is pretty much what I've been concentrating on. The goal originally that Rainy and I had was to finish, Rainy from Rainy Day Reads. We are knitting the same yarn and the same pattern. Our goal was to get these socks done by Christmas Eve. She's had a lot of Christmas knitting to do, whereas I have not. So I'm hoping I might actually get mine done by Christmas Eve. So we shall see. But excuse me, pardon me. Sorry for reaching, you guys. I have a frog in my throat. Okay. So there's where I was last week when I showed you guys. That's what I got done. So from here down is what I finished, including the heel. So this sock is done, and I'm very, very happy with it. So I, of course, cast on the second sock right here. So there is the second sock cast on. So I knit mine top down, whereas Rainy's knitting hers toe up. And I used to always knit my socks toe up, but I kind of really prefer to do it top down now because my least favorite thing to knit on socks is the ribbing at the top. I just hate doing ribbing. It's that knit to, purl to, or whatever. It just drives me crazy. So I like getting it done right away and being done with it and then not have to worry about it, right? So yeah, so that's how far I am now. And yeah, so the yarn is from a company called Ravenswood Fiber Company. I'll leave link to her shop in the description box below. She has beautiful colorways. She is Canadian. She's from Nova Scotia, from down east. And she does free shipping to Canada and the US. So all you other knitters out there, check her out. Sam is just a delight. She is so sweet. And I love her, and I love her yarn. This is the first time Rainy has used her yarn, and I think Rainy's converted now. She's a fan too. So yeah, so I'm really, really happy with that. So maybe next week I'll have finished socks to show you guys. We shall see. And the bag, I cannot remember who did the bag, but I do love this knitting bag. It's got little sloths wearing scarves on it because why not? So yeah, so that is my knitting. And then little chatty bits at the end, of course, as I said, Christmas is this week. I can't believe it. It's on Thursday. So I go into work on Monday and Tuesday, and then I'm working from home Wednesday and Thursday. So I work from home on Christmas Eve, and it's not a full day, and I don't anticipate it being very, very busy, knock on wood. And then, yeah, of course, I'm off on Friday for Christmas Day. And then, of course, the weekend. And then, excuse me. And then I'm off on the following Monday as well because it's a stat holiday here in Canada. We get the day after Christmas off as a statutory holiday. It's called Boxing Day. I have no idea what it's for. I think it's something carry over from England. I think England and Australia and we have Boxing Day. So yeah, it's always been a stat holiday as long as I can remember. So because it falls on a Saturday this year, they're pushing it, of course, to the Monday. So I'll be off on the Monday as well. And then New Year's is right after that. So a couple long weekends, which is always nice. And some days of getting to work from home, which is also nice. We had our work Christmas party on Friday. It was all on Zoom. There was an actual stand-up comedian who came onto Zoom and did their act. It was pretty awesome. They had lunch brought in for everybody, which was a delight. So yeah, it was really, really fantastic. And it was a very quiet day too. And so I predict that going into next week, it's going to be quiet. So, maybe a little bit of extra reading getting done while I'm at work. Should be kind of nice. Actually, when we were in the Zoom, it was like a 2-hour long Zoom Christmas party. So, there's different people talking in the company and of course the comedian and stuff like that. So I actually had brought my knitting with me to work, and I actually sat and watched and listened to the Zoom call while I was knitting on my socks. So that was kind of a lot of fun. So yeah. So anyway, guys, that's all that I have for today. I do hope that you enjoyed it. Oops, I'm hitting the tree. I do have some fun videos coming up this week, you guys. So the last 4 of the holiday book Advent are coming up Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And they are books that I've not read yet. So I will talk about that in that first video, the one coming out tomorrow. So I've got those. Pardon me, now I've got the hiccups. And then on Tuesday, I'm going to be putting out my video for my 2021 goals and challenges video. And then I have a really fun video coming on Thursday. For those of you who follow me on Instagram, you saw that earlier this week or last week, I posted that my gift from Santa Claus came a little bit early and I got a new e-reader. So it's a Kobo e-reader, and I am going to be doing a comparison between the e-reader that I just got versus the Kindle Paperwhite. So yeah, I'm going to be kind of doing a contrast and compare kind of an idea. Not necessarily saying one is better than the other, but here's all the different things. So in case you're looking to get one. So that I was actually going to wait until January to do that video, but I decided that I would put it up on Christmas Eve because I thought that that would be a little bit of fun. So yeah, so those videos are coming out this week. But until my next one, everybody, take care and happy reading. Thank you all so much for watching. Bye, guys.